In our Skype group, we've been getting quite a few questions from students that are trying to use a Clickbank offer on their websites. And so when they get the offer, the code, they see two formats. They see the HTTP : or the A reference, a long string of code, and a \A. So where to use what with where? This one right here is only used in two places. The first place is people who are building websites that are not using WordPress. And so they'd be using this code. For us, since we're using WordPress, we would be using this one here for our links and stuff. So we're going to talk about how to add links to text and how to add links to images, and then where do we use this A code. I'll just briefly give you an example. Okay, let's move on to adding a link to an image. I've cleaned this thing up down at the bottom, so I just now have our reference code from Clickbank. So here we're going to assume that you've already uploaded an image into your library. So let's say I want to put the image right here. You click on it, add media, and we're just going to pick the a button, and then you can't see it, but off in your lower right is insert into post. You click it, and there it is into the post. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and highlight this. So we'll have it ready. Control C. Click on this image, and you'll see an edit thing right there. Click on the edit. Here you can center it, left, right, none. You can also change the size of it, and to a thumbnail it would be 150 by 150 pixels. But to add that this right here to link to, right now it's setting to media file. That's where our image is located. What we want to do is click on this, download it, and we want to go to custom URL. Now, this is highlighted to the image, but you just, I like to clear it out, just make sure nothing's there. But then go to Control V, because we're going to paste it. And there it is, there's our Clickbank link. And once again, we want to make sure that we opens up in a new page, a new window. So you come down here and click that. All this other stuff is SEO stuff, which we're not going to get into. It's optional. So once you got that ready, you come up, get out of there, and again on the far lower right, which you can't see, there's an update. So click the update, and then update again. Now we're updating that just updated the image. Now we're going to update the whole post in this case. Okay, it's been updated. Now if we view the post, you can click here or up here. Makes no difference. Or you can go up to the dashboard. And now when we click on it, it should go to Clickbank, which it did. And when we close out of Clickbank, we're back into our site. And that's how you add a link to a button. Okay, so up to here, what we've done is we've used this Clickbank code, and we've added a link to the Clickbank right here to this sentence. We've also added this code to a button, so it's clickable. Now our question is, what do we do with this code down here? The A reference code. Well, first, let me get into the editor portion of it. Okay, here we are in the edit mode for this post. If we go to Text tab and scroll down, you'll see the A reference again. Now this A reference is reference to an image in our library. This other A is a reference to a link, in this case, a link going to Clickbank. So there's two types of links, and they both start with the A reference. Okay. All right. The code we just looked at in the text mode for the button is right here. I just copied and pasted it. Now let's assume that I want to put this button in place of these arrows inside my opt-in form. And so what we would do, we would copy this code, and then let me go back into the edit, and we'll go into the opt-in, and we'll find the location where this is located over here. So go to edit, and we go down to appearance, widgets, and so this is my test site. So it won't look exactly like you see in Marcus's stuff. But we click on this thing here, and this is the code for the toolbar. In this example here, the first part lays out the toolbar. The second part is the actual script that makes it functional. And down here is where you add the fields, first name, last name, email, and so forth. And right about here we go. It's kind of hard to find, but in this section here, you'll see the right here, and the reference. This is for the arrow. And so to put the button there, I would just hit Control V and overwrite this code here. I'm not going to do it because I got this thing functional. And so what would happen is that once we go down at the bottom and we hit save, then we will see, what we'll see after we refresh the screen is that instead of these arrows right here, you will now have this button and that location. And so that's one area that this A code would be used. Again, in this case here, it's a reference to where this button is located. Whereas this A down here reference is a reference to Clickbank's website, to the offer that we want people to buy. And so that's the story on links. I hope it was useful.